Hey guys, what is going on? It is Derek from Derek's Horror Stuff, and I am back with a brand new video. Now, I know a lot of you guys have seen it. There's been a new release from Trick or Treat Studio. Well, more recently released. It's not new at the time of this video, I guess you'd say. It's been a couple months now, but Trick or Treat Studios recently put out the Halloween Rob Zombie Edition masks, which are really, really cool. And say what you want about Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, but personally, I think those masks are my favorite out of the entire series. And I've seen a lot of people do a lot of really cool things with these masks, and so I thought I would give it a shot too. Now, I am no professional rehauler by any means, but I want to show you guys what I did. So first and foremost, let me show you the mask that I have. I forgot to take a video of it before I did the rehaul, so I'm just going to toss one in post-production. It should land somewhere right around here. Did you see it? Okay, cool. So anyway, that's what it looked like beforehand, and I'll show you what it looks like now. So again, guys, keep in mind, I'm no professional rehauler by any means. I'm not a painter. I draw a lot with like charcoal, graphite, but I don't paint. So this is my go and my interpretation, I guess you would say, of one of the Rob Zombie Halloween masks. And again, you know, right now, I think it looks a hell of a lot better than it did when I got it, because the pools, the actual mold for these masks are pulled directly from the actual movie masks. So they're legit, like you're not going to get a better sculpt than that. But because they're mass produced, the paint is usually here or there. And so like I said, I wanted to give it a go, see what I could do. So this is where I'm at with it. Now again, I'm sure there's more I can do, and you know, in different lighting it's going to look differently, so in this video it might not look exactly what it looks like to me here. But guys, so this is what I did. I went and I kind of cut the neckline a little bit. That's something I've noticed a lot of people don't do, but according to the more screen accurate mask, it has a cut up neckline here. It's not just a straight shot. So I kind of went around and did that with a pair of scissors and a steady hand and an X-Acto knife. And I went in and I tried to actually cut out some of these cracks. This side I went a little bit too hard with this, where is it? This spot right here. From the look of the mask, from the one angle, I thought you were supposed to cut the whole thing. I think you're supposed to leave a little bit.
Dead on all morning.
How about that little fella?
Oh, that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
But either way, I went in, I repainted the whole thing, I cut these spots out, and I did new hair on it. The original hair that comes with it, not a big fan of it. I think it looks like crap. Again, I'm no professional at this by any means. This is the second time that I have rehauled a mask or rehaired a mask, and I'll show you the first one in just a second. But comparatively, I think this one is a lot better. And what I did for this is I used something called crepe hair. Apparently this is what they used in the actual making of the mask for the movie. Now the one I got, it came in 1 foot length. So I got I just bought 3 of these, and I already had one laying around from previously. And what's kind of funny is the one I had from previously, I used that on here first, and I thought it was the same thing, but I put the rest of the hair on, and it's a slightly different color of brown. But it doesn't really matter because I went in and I used an airbrush to kind of give it some grays, which again, I don't know if they'll pick up on camera, but I just tossed a little bit of gray paint in there, and I had to do it. I tried a couple different ways with that. Just using an airbrush didn't seem to suffice. It was just kind of like just sinking into the actual hair. But so I went in and I did it by hand. I just scattered some in there. I used a fine-tooth comb, and I just brushed it in to try to hopefully, you know, give it some grays in there, because this mask does have a lot of gray hairs. I know that I definitely went too heavy with the red on the side for the blood, but when I get red paint, man, and I start thinking about blood, I go heavy-handed, and I gotta learn to work on that, that's for sure. And again, you'll see what I mean on my first mask, because this is nothing compared to that one. For painting, I used the Motion Pictures Effects Night Shades mask paint, but I have a bunch of different ones of these. So I have yellow, blue, red. You know, there's one that's called like Decompose or something. It's like a gray. So this is what I would recommend. It worked really well. I used paintbrush for it, but I also used an airbrush. So this is airbrush paint. You're just supposed to mix it with purified water, which is easy to get. So yeah, again, I'm no expert. I have not used an airbrush more than like a few times, but I wanted to give it a go. I could have made it a little more screen accurate, but I decided to kind of take pieces of the screen use mask, but then kind of add my own little touches, because I just kind of like to make things my own. I don't want it to be exactly accurate to the movie, and in the future I'll make one that is like that, because I plan to do more of these. But I kind of liked the rotted kind of yellowish brownish look, as you can tell. And again, on camera, at least on my end, it's picking it up. It's very bright. but in the actual light here, it's more of a gray. I'll see if I move it back from the ring light a little bit, if that helps. I don't know if you guys can see much of a difference or not. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Also with the hair, like I said, I'm not an expert with this. I know people pay good money for it to get their mask rehaired. But I tried to kind of go off the hairline that was already established, and then every couple of like inches, I would just do another line of hair, another line of hair, another line of hair. The front, I tried to go kind of like do it over like this. Again, I don't know if you can see, but just to kind of give it that slick back kind of look. And then in the back, I think I'm going to add another layer down here. And again, maybe somebody with more experience can tell me, you know, a little bit of a better idea of how to do this. But it looks a little bit bald back here, definitely. And even when I'm looking at it right now on the camera, I can see these bald spots poking out. So I definitely think I should add another layer, because the last layer is all the way up here. So maybe I could fit one more. It would look a lot thicker, a lot better. But yeah, so this is my rehaul of the Rob Zombie mask. Now, if you would like to see the first one I did, which I still like, don't get me wrong, I still like it. You know, it's my first one. Again, I took a lot of artistic liberties, so keep that in mind. But this is the first one that I did, which this mask I like more than the first one as far as the look of it. But as far as the actual painting, I tried to go with, like, again, more of a decomposed, just pulled out of the ground kind of look, a lot of blood spatter. Again, more so than what was necessary, and I would like to actually go in and get maybe some permablood or something and add more to it. So it looks a little bit more realistic, a little bit more like a wet blood on there. But this hair is completely different from the hair I used on this new one, and I was not a fan of this one. This is something different that I tried. I forget what it's called. I would have to look it up, but it's some sort of a wool. And I saw some videos where people were using it, and they were, you know, it looked pretty good, and it's really cheap. So I thought that I would pick it up and try it. And again, I don't think it's horrible, but I think that it's just not as good as the crepe hair. And it didn't always look this flat. Like, it was a lot thicker originally, but I don't know, just from sitting around it, it just kind of really weighed itself down. So again, I don't know if I'll personally use this hair again. I don't hate it, but I think the crepe hair is a lot better. And let me grab the other one. I'll put them side by side so we can kind of tell. So yeah, I mean, if you look at the two next to each other, you can kind of see the difference between the hair. But I don't know. I mean, again, in this view, it looks kind of cool. So you guys let me know what you think. But I definitely know that this one needs more hair on it. But yeah, guys, so that's what I've been up to. About halfway through finishing this mask, I learned that I had a slipped disc in my neck. So that was really not fun. It's been a little bit of a painful experience. They gave me steroids and some pain meds to try to wear it down. But that was halfway through the mask, and I was like, I gotta finish this damn thing. So even through the pain, I went ahead and I did it anyway. Art is pain. So you guys go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what kind of hair you prefer for your masks. And another thing I almost forgot to mention is I don't know what to do as far as sealing it. I know you're supposed to put a sealant over it. I have Mod Podge right now, spray Mod Podge, but I heard mixed reviews on that. So I don't know if anybody who, again, has a little bit more experience than I do can tell me how I should seal this once it's completely finished to keep it, you know, preserved and keep the paint from chipping. But yeah, this is it. I will toss another little video at the end just so you guys can kind of see more of a close-up and a different lighting, because again, the ring light doesn't necessarily do it justice in my opinion. But I'm glad to have it, and I'm glad that we can get these from Trick or Treat Studios, and it's been a hell of a lot of fun to rehaul, and I can't wait to do more. So yeah, you guys hit that like button, make sure you subscribe on your way out or in if you're just stopping by, and I guess I'll see you later.